You're listening to the Radcast, a top 25 worldwide business podcast. If it's radical, we cover it. Here's your host, Ryan Alford.
Hey guys, what's up? Welcome to the latest edition of the Radcast, your number one marketing and business podcast in the U.S. on Apple Podcasts. Joined by my co-host, Chris Hansen. What's up, Chris?
How you doing today, brother?
What's happening, Chris? What's happening in Miami?
It's just a beautiful day here, sunny, nice breeze going on. The weather's cooling down. It's been absolutely wonderful. No complaints.
Hey, we got a little bit of that ourselves. Actually, in the 80s and 60s here in South Kakalaki. It's been nice. It's been nice. Welcome to our weekly marketing and business news show. Got lots of things to talk about, but hey, it's NFL season kicks off this week. I know in Miami, like the Dolphins play like third fiddle. There's soccer and then nightlife.
Basketball.
Yeah. Nightlife. And wait, it's number 4. There's soccer, nightlife, influencers taking selfies, and then the Dolphins. I think it's something like that order, right?
I think swim week might be above the Dolphins, honestly.
Hey, you can't
I'm
argue.
not complaining.
Yeah, you can't complain, for you single people that are checking out all the swim league,
Yeah.
Are you
those people?
Are you going to be modeling your new bathing suits there?
No, I'm waiting until we drop the Vaycay bathing suit line before I make my appearance, I think.
The Vaycay banana hammock?
Yeah, hell yeah, baby, you know it. Or as they call it down here, a tonga.
Exactly.
Which is the thong.
Yes.
Thong bathing suit.
Our new banana supplements.
Match it with your banana hammock.
Yes, it goes well. But the Dolphins are, getting talked up. So, I mean, maybe they'll have a good team and, like half the city will get excited about it.
I hope so. If they do well, like there'll be a ton of hype. Like people will definitely get rowdy for it.
Kind of a bandwagon town, isn't it? Like if it's doing well, yeah.
You gotta, understand with Messi coming here, 2 months ago, he is the talk of the town, dude.
Yeah.
Like
that is pretty cool. He's been doing well too. Yeah. It's like he's winning every other game. It's like he's living up to the hype. Yeah.
It's good for the city.
Yeah. Have you ever played fantasy football is like all the rage. Like it's hitting, I'm not into it, but it's obviously because I, view enough sports sites and stuff. It's hitting like every other ad is about fantasy football or some gambling site.
Yeah. Sports betting. I've never done fantasy. I at one point wanted to do it I felt like I'd be more invested in the game of football if I just did that.
Yeah.
Cause all my friends would be talking about it and I'd just be sitting awkwardly in the corner, not knowing what's going on. But no, I think now with the sports betting basically being legal, it's just continuing to grow.
I know. Social House, we got all the screens here. So we're promoting a football package. So if you listen and you're in South Carolina and you want to get, somewhere to go watch the games and keep up with all your gambling, Social House is the place. I wouldn't mind doing some of those cards. I'm probably talking about something that's illegal that I don't know, but I can play, I play dumb. Like a scratch off or something or whatever the random points game cards are. That could be a good Social House feature.
Well, we'll find out if the Fed's coming knocking on your door for a legal gambling house.
Yeah, exactly. Speaking of sports and football, ESPN, this comes to us from the Wall Street Journal. You may have heard of them. WSJ.com. ESPN bets big on Pat McAfee, on an F-bomb throwing YouTube star. I love Pat McAfee, actually. So that's partly why I wanted to talk about this article. But I also think it's big news because he has a huge podcast. And it does go to show you that being different, standing out, and being yourself works. Like he's completely, they've always been, okay, we're going to talk about sports and everybody's got suits on and, it's a little stuffy, but it's sports. So people watch it. And Pat McAfee talks, as more of that younger style. I mean, he's still in his mid to late 30s. So it's not like he's 25 or something, but
right.
But you watch Pat or ever seen his stuff?
I've seen his stuff before. I don't don't keep up with him. But
Yeah.
I've seen his style.
He got dude is smart. He's set up his whole show. So he keeps all the rights to the show. And basically ESPN is licensing from him the show. So for a 5-year term valued at $85 million, just licensing the show to air on their stations, both audio and obviously video. And he's already doing ESPN Game Day on Saturday mornings. Dude's cashing in, man.
Yeah.
Says, while the edgy content style marks a departure for the traditionally conservative ESPN, the network will air McAfee's show on a delay to censor profanity. However, the version on YouTube will remain uncensored. So.
Smart move on their part, honestly.
No, I mean, people want realness. Real and edge, and like, it's not even... I wouldn't even say he's edgy for edgy's sake. I just think he's who he is, dude. He's like a total comes from a blue collar family. He even said, like, you know, if I'm offending people with my cursing, I'll create a jar, and every time I curse, I'll give it back to charity. He said, but I'm just going to be myself. And I'm like, I can kind of get behind that. You know, I can have a potty mouth at times. I don't know if I'm F-bombing like he is every other word, obviously, but like, it's just sometimes the common vernacular of, I don't know. I don't even know if it's like a dude talk thing. I guess girls can have potty mouths too. Some of the podcasts that I listen to are girls, but it doesn't seem to be quite as prevalent.
I would agree with that. I definitely let it rip some days, and I catch myself on some of the podcasts. Like I try to almost self-censor.
Yeah,
and I'm like, maybe I shouldn't. Maybe it's
just fucking be yourself, Chris.
Right. Like I'm like how, like, I think like, let me talk like how me and Ryan talk in the car.
Right.
You know?
Yeah, exactly. Well, let's not talk exactly like that.
Sometimes I listen to the playbacks and I'm like, that doesn't sound exactly like me.
Well, it's funny. You self-censor. And I think that's what Pat has gotten down is him and the guys that he has on his show. It really does sound like the conversation they'd be having in the basement, you know, like talking about ball, talking about, you know, announcements that happen, deals or whatever, how they feel about it, like in real life.
Right.
So it's interesting. I love it too. I just love the fact that he's smart as hell licensing it. He didn't like give up the whole show. He's just licensing his stuff to ESPN going, hey, you want a part of this? You can have a part of it. I'll license it to you. You know, but I'm owning the content and I can distribute it where and how I want to.
Which is huge. I mean, I think that speaks on kind of where we're moving, the direction we're moving into with media and entertainment.
Exactly. And he's built a personal brand, you know, like we can all roll our eyes when we hear that term and we can all, you know, badmouth it or whatever. But that's what he's done. He's taken, he was a kicker at West Virginia who had a so-so to nothing NFL career, but then parlayed it into doing something that he does well, which is run his mouth. but he runs his mouth, but he's insightful. Like if you listen to him talk, he knows what he's talking about. You may not agree. I may not always agree with every opinion, but he's developed a brand of being real and authentic and talking football in a way that people, you know, I guess 20 to 45-ish relate to. And
I would like to see that happen in the normal news and media.
Exactly.
Like,
that's why they need. Could you imagine if Ryan Alford was on CNN?
Yeah, and you're like, fuck, guys, look what's up in Hawaii. This is not good. Fuck. It's like,
like, what the fuck is Biden doing walking down and tripping?
Yes.
You know, like, what the fuck is Trump doing? Like, acting like an idiot, talking about himself too much. Like, whatever, you know?
It's the same thing everyone's thinking. Just let someone say it with a platform and be like, yeah, this fucking guy. Listen to this Ryan Alford guy on Fox. He's talking what I'm thinking.
Exactly. You know, I don't want to get into that. I'd go do sports or, you know, maybe specific to business news, like what we do here. But I don't know. I just want to get in all the fucking, you know.
No.
I don't want to talk about every tropical storm Like when, like, because that's what's about to happen. There's a tropical storm forming in the southeast. It's like that's all going to be all the news. If it bleeds, it leads. So it's like, I just want to talk about like business stuff. Speaking of business stuff, in its first monopoly trial of modern internet era, U.S. sets sights on Google. U.S. challenges Google's dominance, making first monopoly trial of the modern internet era. The last one was in 1998 with Microsoft. It was antitrust. Central issue here is Google's deals with Apple and other companies, making it the default search engine. Google's CEO likely to testify. So what's happened here, all these companies the last 20 years, Google, Amazon, Meta, /Facebook, /Instagram, /Threads, even though it's kind of dead, have gained all this power because people use these apps and these features and all these things in their daily life. And the government's kind of sat back and kind of watched it all unfold. Now they're going, these companies have too much power? Or they have too much? And I don't know exactly where I fall on it, but because I believe in capitalism and growth and all those things.
Sure.
But it's going to be interesting how it plays out because the ramifications will be big. But it's like if Google negotiated a deal with Apple and others to be the search engine on those phones or devices, why is that not okay? Yeah,
I agree.
And I also think Google spent the money, did the R&D to make their version of search the best and the easiest. Because I remember fumbling around with, it's been a while because Google has been dominating for 10 plus years. But I remember fumbling around on some of the other search engines going, it's not as good as Google.
Yeah.
Now, whether or not they broke laws or bent laws to make it that way, past my pay grade. But they did always seem to have the best user experience.
Yeah.
Kind of like Chrome now, the Chrome browser. Like the first thing I do when I get a Mac is I'm putting Chrome on it because it saves all my stuff, and Safari just always seemed clunkier.
I agree.
So I don't know why it's the government's position to have to get in the way of that, other than they're just pissed that they're making so much money and have so much control.
Yeah, that, and I think like the censorship conversation of like Google moving certain results more to the top.
Yeah.
That like I've noticed that because I've experimented with a few different browsers, looking up various topics, DuckDuckGo, Google. There's another one I think called Brave browser. Yeah. And I would kind of just see what are the top 10 results. And there's definitely a variation of what's populating at the top, depending on what search engine I was using. However, with that being said, I still default to Google all the time. And I used to think there was more of a privacy aspect to something like DuckDuckGo, but that I think they sold out or something happened, I know, in the last year where it's not as private as it used to be.
Yeah. They got that duck duck flow going.
Yeah. I just accepted like it is what it is. If you want to do the deep searches, like maybe just click back 10 pages on the Google search result.
Right. But DuckDuckGo is running. I was watching, I don't know, America's Got Talent or something with the kids last night, and DuckDuckGo had a 1 minute long TV commercial.
Really?
So they're going hard. There's just talking about how the privacy's there, but they do run ads now. And that might be what you saw, So they say they don't follow you around the internet, but they do run ads.
At this point, I'm convinced everyone's following us on the internet, even if it's freaking Candy Crush. They're tracking something.
Oh, yeah. It's like we're trading privacy for convenience. That's the bottom line.
It is what it is. It's the world we live in, unfortunately. Unless you want to very actively work against that, which unless you're like a tech guy, I don't see your common person
if you
doing
are,
all the
I mean,
steps.
you can argue both sides. It's like, do they deserve to know everything? I don't know, but if you aren't doing anything criminal, then you don't have a whole lot to worry about. Even though a lot of the conspiracy theorists would say, they're coming for everything. We'll see. Tom Brady joins Delta Airlines as strategic advisor and first of its kind multi-year partnership. I thought this was really interesting. Back to personal brand. Tom Brady, 7-time Super Bowl champion, has partnered with Delta Airlines in a multi-year strategic advisory role. Collaboration aims to harness Brady's experience in teamwork and performance, aligning with Delta's Keep Climbing philosophy. I was reading this article. Basically, cool. Brady's going to be like helping them in training employees. Like it wasn't, I thought it was just quasi, okay, name and image. He's going to be on some, looking like Tom does.
First class, looking
swagger.
good. And,
looking good. And just purely like a spokesperson. Nah.
Yeah.
And this is the thing. Tom spent, back to the whole personal brand thing. Like Tom spent 25 years not only being, one of the greatest, if not the greatest quarterback of all time.
Yeah.
But living to a standard, training at a standard, pushing teammates at a standard, and now deals like this. I mean, Tom Brady, no offense, like I'm not saying that I or someone else is more qualified, but he's not necessarily qualified or trained to do any of the things they're saying. But because of the legacy that he's built, the personal brand and the authority that he has built in these dynamics, right. They're bringing him on because they want his insight and his name attached to it. And so it's powerful. And this is at the highest level. And when you think about it, and I've always held Delta to a higher esteem than a lot of the other airlines personally, because they are kind of the gold standard in flying, in commercial flying. And it makes a lot of sense for both brands, but it's crazy what Tom's built and the types of opportunities now that he's getting.
It's impressive. Like you said, one thing to be a face of a company and sit in some commercials, but this is interesting, having a true strategic advisory role.
Exactly.
I think it's a cool curveball that I think will probably work out well for them.
I think it plays to this broader notion I talk about a lot. It pays to be known. And look, Tom's both worked towards and had the benefit of being on television for 25 years as the best quarterback and done all these things and has these accolades. But if you think about, if you live your life at a certain standard and you build authority online and build awareness for yourself, it may not be Delta for, I don't think they put the numbers on here, but what I would assume is tens of hundreds of millions of dollar deal probably for him. 50 to 100 million would be my guess. It may not be that, but these are the type of opportunities that you can start to leverage when you build a platform for yourself and create amplification opportunities to expand the awareness of that to a broader set of people. So,
personal brand, man.
That's right. So if you,
strong.
And I don't know. It pays to be known, but it pays to be a good guy or girl.
I would say, I thought the word that popped to me is reputation. He has always maintained, I think, a pretty solid reputation. The only thing I can think that he caught a little shit for was post Super Bowl at Tampa Bay when the video of him getting off the boat hammered. Yeah. But even that was
I think it built his brand up because finally,
because
being real,
the common man is oh, he's one of us.
Exactly. I think it took it to a whole other stratosphere. Deflategate with the footballs was always a little interesting. That's true. I forgot about that. I never knew if I don't know. You can say where there's smoke, there's fire, But again, I'm not smart enough to know. They brought the scientists on talking about like how many pounds of pressure it could have reasonably like gained or lost.
Yeah.
I'm like, whatever. But let's just say 99% of the time of his life on television and out there, the guy's been an upstanding citizen and teammate. And now he reaps the rewards.
Yeah.
Because everyone knows it. So good for Tom. I know he could use the money. So I hope I hope it, buys his kids some extra stuff. Yeah. I know he's got some expensive dates coming up. That with the girls he's dating, like it's expensive, like they're expecting big things.
Yeah.
Zoom is rebranding existing and introing new. I like the phrasing of this sentence. Generative AI features. Zoom rebranded several existing AI features, including its generative AI assistant, formerly known as Zoom IQ, now called the AI Companion. The AI Companion.
Who came up with that name? I hate it. It's weak.
The AI Companion. AI buddy. I mean, what? Like
literally a million other things. Like
anything but that.
It reminds me of like a dog or like in old people's like home, like someone coming in to spend time and play bingo with the senior citizens.
The AI Companion is powered by in-house generative AI and third-party vendors such as Meta, OpenAI, and Anthropic. Another one of my favorite names. Spring 2024 will bring a ChatGPT-like bot with which users can ask queries about prior meetings and chats, create file support tickets, draft responses to inquiries, and receive real-time feedback on presence, conversational, and presentation skills. That bot's going to be telling you how you did on that Zoom call.
It's like, hey, bro, you were slouching. Sit up.
Yeah. AI Companion, change your name to... Chat Buddy. So I'm going to go, hey, Chat Buddy, how did I sound on that Zoom call? And he's like, Mr. Alford, you really need to remove some and and ums and sit up a little straighter next time in your video.
And you need to curse more.
Yeah.
People like that.
Yeah. Drop a few more F-bombs.
Yeah.
Chat Buddy, can you teach me to talk like Pat McAfee?
Yeah. Sounds more like a manager.
Yeah.
Than a companion.
It's your video manager. We'd come up with a better name in about 3 minutes than this stupid AI companion.
Yeah.
It sounds like the stress. Like in an ad agency, you have strategy that drives creative. This sounds like the strategy line on the sheet that there should have been a creative naming exercise after it.
Right.
They should have at least asked ChatGPT what they should call it besides AI Companion.
Right. Utilize your own platform and maybe get a few tips. Like mix it up a bit.
Yes. I with all the all that aside, I do think this seems like a good use of the technology.
Yeah, for sure.
We're on all these video calls. We're doing all these things. And look, hey, here's an idea for podcasting. I need my AI companion, podcast companion, whatever that is, to analyze this podcast and, give us feedback to make it more engagement in the style of XYZ.
Yeah. Or for this demographic, make it more appealing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How can we sell more sponsors by leveraging this style? Hey,
we might have to test this out.
Might be onto something with a new app for podcasts. Generative AI Companion Podcast Buddy Companion.
That still sounds better than
it rolls off the name. Rolls off the tongue. I love it. We do have some podcast news. Got some good guests. Brevin Galloway, ex-Clemson basketball star and Lithuanian pro now. We talked to NIL, name and image likeness, getting paid at the college level, moving to the pros, and some of the challenges that he's overcome. So really enjoyed that. He's really insightful kid, and I call him a kid. Anybody that's under 25, you're still a kid to me. Sorry. No disrespect meant. Chris, you're no longer a kid, though. You're in your mid-30s almost.
Big boy now.
You're a big boy. Did you watch much basketball? Are you a basketball guy? Like pro or
like
otherwise?
When I was younger, like probably the most I watched it was like the Jordan dynasty days, honestly. Like that's a long time ago. And then in college, you know, when the Heat were kind of on a run, I got kind of no.
Yeah. We got to get you back into some sports, dude. You're in Miami. You got the pros there, you know.
I know. I mean, I'll go to games. I enjoy the games, but like as far as keeping up with it, no.
We have to get you into it, dude. Next week, Jason Duncan joins the show. Really insightful dude. Enjoyed talking with Jason. That's next Tuesday, wherever you listen to your podcast or watch them. Go watch us on YouTube if you want to watch the full episode in living color. Do want to always mention, you can't miss it if you are watching. Vaycay, Vaycay, our premium wellness brand that Chris and I own. You can go to take@vaycay.com to learn more about all of our products. You'll see on the front there our newest mushroom mood boosting product. Selling like hotcakes. You better get it fast. This is natural stress release and a light euphoric feeling that we've been getting great reviews on. Go check that out. And my favorite product, rolloffthepain.com is the direct link. That's our CBD extra strength roll on cooling pain relief. This is like, don't listen to Shaq. That Icy Hot shit doesn't work. Let's be honest. It's just, it's all sponsorship branding. We're just going to call a spade till Icy Hot sues us. But in all seriousness, our shit works. Go to rolloffthepain.com. Click on that link. You'll thank me for it. I have tennis elbow that's been flaring up. It's the only thing that actually makes it feel better. And it's got healing properties in that CBD that really help things calm down in the short term and heal in the long term. So go check that out. Check out all of our products at takeavaycay.com, Vaycay, the only way to vacay. We do have to finish out here a few social media holidays I wanted to mention, Chris.
What do you got? September
12th is National Day of Encouragement. So I just wanted to I wanted to remind you of that so you can call and encourage me more than anything.
I'll put it in my calendar today. I'll put a note to encourage Ryan on September 12th.
Yes, I need that. And it's also National Video Game Day. So you can call and encourage me to kick my kid's ass and in Roblox
Fortnite or something.
Yeah. we be getting the old Madden out,
I love it.
The tears are starting to fly at the Alford House a little bit.
Oh, yeah. Emotions running high.
Emotions running high. And mainly mine, because I'm no longer better than my children at Madden.
Just don't throw those controllers. Keep it together.
No, those things are expensive, dude.
I know.
I always bought 2 more of those. I was like, $60 used. Like new, they're like $68. You get a whole $8 off buying them used. I'm like, what the hell is this? That's a racket.
Back GameStop.
Yeah, and then the generic ones are no good, so you have to buy the Xbox brand ones. So, National Video Game Day, September 12th, and National Day of Encouragement. I feel like that was one worth mentioning. All the rest of them are, a little too serious, and I want to keep it on a positive note here as we leave.
Yeah, for sure.
Last thing I want to mention, though, September is Self-Care Awareness Month. So, lines with...
Big month.
Yeah, exactly. I want you to take care of yourself this month, Chris.
I'm doing the best I can. Luckily, little vacay, maybe some sauna. Just soaking it in.
There you have it. So this weekend, if you're listening on our normal Friday, Saturday, or Sunday, I will be in Charleston, the lovely Charleston, South Carolina. My wife, Nicole's 40th birthday. Happy birthday, Nicole. Big 4-0. I'm telling everybody. Can't, she's catching up with me, Chris. I stopped at 45, and so she's going to keep coming. But yes, happy birthday, Nicole. Love you, baby. And I'll be having a cold adult beverage probably about right now when you're listening. So eat your heart out.
I love it.
Chris, any final words?
Happy you have a great weekend with the family. Well, with the wife and the friends. No kids, right?
No kids. Kid free this weekend.
Just soak it up, baby.
There we go. We will be. You know where to find us, the Radcast.
Going to 40 with the bang.
Exactly. TheRadcast.com. Search for all the content. Find the highlight clips from today. Find the links to all our sponsors, including the best and brightest. Vaycay. For Chris Hansen, I'm Ryan Alford. We'll see you next time on the Radcast.
To listen or watch full episodes, visit us on the web at theradcast.com or follow us on social media at our Instagram account, the.rad.cast, or at Ryan Alford. Stay radical.